Hi guys. Um, I normally don't post videos or anything like that. Um, but I saw our Jared's video about interracial relationships. His response to an article he saw about Jill Scott being anti-interracial relationship. Um, he made a lot of wise and very articulate points, and I agree with them. As a African American woman who is married to a Irish Native American man, looking at him, people would say he is Caucasian. Um, I just wanted to put in my input because I feel like whether or not people are anti interracial relationship or pro that it's happening and that it's growing. I actually, when I started dating, I didn't have a preference, and I still to this day don't have a preference. Um, I always looked at how a guy treated me, how he treated other people, particularly how he treated women in his life. And if I liked how he treated women in his life, then I began to like him. I never really, I'm not going to say I didn't notice, because I noticed. You have to notice if you can see, you notice that there's a difference in color. But it wasn't a big deal to me. It never was. My mom was very and is very open-minded. She taught us to love everyone. She taught us to treat everyone the same. She taught us that not everyone will look at us and treat us equally, but that regardless of that, we have to treat everyone equally because that's how we would like to be treated. And she never told me, you better not bring a white guy home, or you better not bring someone that's not black home. She never said anything like that to me. My mom had her hang-ups about white people in general, but she never pushed that on me, and I thank her for that, because regardless of if we want to be in denial about it or not, our parents, the way our parents teach us and what they say to us and how we see them act does affect our view on the world. But back to interracial relationships, I think that there is an uprising of interracial relationships, and I'm not just talking about black women and white men. I mean, I'm currently, right now, me and my husband are stationed in Okinawa, and I've seen so many interracial relationships here. I really didn't thought I would. And I'm not just talking about on the military basis, which there are a lot of, which is beautiful. I love seeing it. But just around the native people here in Okinawa, you see a lot of interracial children. A lot of children that, you walk up to them or you walk past them and you think that they're just black, and then they start speaking Japanese and you're like, whoa, and it's beautiful to me. I think that this was how it was meant to be. I don't think that God would have made all these beautiful, different cultures and people to just have them segregated in their own little parts of the world. I don't think that's how it was meant to be. I really feel like we're supposed to blend, we're supposed to mix. That's not to say that I don't think that a black woman should be with a black man. I think that is beautiful as well. But if a person falls in love with someone and wants to be with that person, the last thing we should do is say that's wrong for any reason. especially because of the color of their skin. But for any reason, the last thing that we should say is that's wrong. The only reason I could see someone logically disagreeing with somebody's relationship is if it was hurting them. If they were in an abusive relationship, if that person was poison to them or poison to their children, that's the only way I see that it is wrong. I feel like you just have to let people believe what they want to believe, because people have the right to do that. It's important for us to spread love and to spread the information and education about the importance of just letting people be, regardless of how you feel about them or their relationships, letting them be, because it really has nothing to do with you. And the more we can just let people be, the better off I think we'll be. I think the main reason why a lot of people have hang-ups about the mixing of races is because of the media. We see, and I'm going to tell you this, my personal experience. I didn't have my first racist experience until I was about 15. And that's because my best friend was a little white girl. And for the first time, I went over to her house to spend the night. And we were walking in her neighborhood. She lived out in like country, and we were walking in her neighborhood, and as we were walking, some little white boys on four-wheelers zoomed past us, and as they zoomed past us, one of them basically called me the N-word, and I was basically in shock. I couldn't really believe my ears, to tell you the truth, because I felt like, you don't know me. I haven't done anything to you. I haven't looked at you in an evil way. I haven't said anything about you. Why would you attack me? But then I realized that these are kids. They learned this from their parents, who probably learned it from their parents. And I can't really get mad at them. I just have to shrug it off and not be one of those people that gives them a reason to hate me. Because they already do. And they probably don't already do. They are preconditioned to think that they hate me. But they probably don't even know why they hate me. So why give them a reason? I didn't say anything to them. My best friend did hear what they said, and she actually started cursing at them, and they sped away. After that, I was a little more cautious with making friends with people. I'm just going to be honest, with white people. That doesn't mean I didn't make friends with white people. I did. I had a lot of white friends. Go figure. But I had friends from every race. I had an Indian friend. I had Mexican friends. I had Puerto Rican friends. Didn't matter to me. Still doesn't. I love everybody. Everybody should love everybody. There's no reason to hate. Seriously. But down to the wire, I think interracial relationships are beautiful, no matter what race the people are. I think races are all mixed, whether or not you think you're pure this or pure that. I think they're all mixed, because nobody really knows, like way down the line back in Jesus' days, what happened. Like, nobody really knows. Like, we all came from two people in the Bible, supposedly. We all came from two people. So And there's all this argument about, what color those two people were. People, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You think God really cares what color they were? Seriously? It doesn't matter. And I think it's just people being bored that just want something to do. So they're like, well, let me see, I gotta have a side. So because I'm not in that kind of relationship, I choose not to agree with that, which is fine. I don't care. That's your right. But I think it's on the uprise, and I think it's beautiful. And the more interracial couples I see, the more I have hope for mankind getting past all the trivial things that we fight about and disagree about. So all I have to say is just be loved, let love in, and spread love. Don't be afraid to. Love y'all.